Hello children, in the unit 10th waves and oscillation, in the last lecture we have done the characteristics of the wave, types of the wave and types of the mechanical wave, and we have discussed about the transverse wave. Now the second type of the mechanical wave, that is longitudinal wave. Longitudinal waves, the waves in which direction of wave, and direction of particles is in the same direction, Let us suppose this is a spring. When we produce a jerk in a spring, then the wave travel like this. You can see here the spring is compressed in this region, so this is known as compression. There is a large space in the molecules of the spring, so this is known as rarefaction. So the sound wave travel in the form of compression and rarefaction. See, rarefaction, compression, rarefaction. During compression, density and temperature is high, and during rarefaction density and temperature is low. Now we can define wavelength. The distance between consecutive compression and rarefaction. This is compression, rarefaction, compression, rarefaction, compression, rarefaction. The distance between consecutive compression and the consecutive rarefaction is known as wavelength. The velocity of the longitudinal wave is given by the relation v is equal to under root b by rho, where b is bulk modulus of elasticity. What is bulk modulus of elasticity is here? B is equal to, we can say, change in pressure this is delta P, to the volumetric strain. So we can write here delta P is volumetric strain is change in volume to the original volume. So bulk modulus of elasticity, this is change in pressure, and this is volumetric strain. This is delta V is change in volume and V is original volume. Now the velocity of transversal wave. Is given by the relation V is equal to under root T by mu, where capital T is tension in the string, and mu is mass per unit length of the spring. Yes, if the string is taken like this, you can say there is a slag. This is the first diagram. In the second diagram, like this. In the third diagram, like this. Now you can see tension is very less. Tension is less, and you can see there is large tension. It is tightly stretched. So it has large tension. If we produce the jerk, then velocity in this case is less, and if we produce jerk in this case, then velocity is less, but more than this case, because there is some tension as compared to this. But if we produce the tension or jerk in this large tension string, then we can see that velocity is more. So we can say that velocity is directly proportional to the tension, and velocity is inversely proportional to the mass per unit length.